Have you ever wondered whether you should go for herbs and spices or if you should stick to seasoning cubes? Well, it depends on you and it depends on what you're trying to achieve. My name is Ihedimma Kawekwune and I'd like to welcome you to Food Tech Talks with Mrs. K on Enterprise TV. And on today's episode, we will be looking at herbs and spices versus seasoning cubes. The information we're having today maybe will guide your decision to use or not to use or what to do with all these things. So what are herbs and spices? These are natural components that are made from plants. They are plant-based things that enhance the flavor of the food we eat. So herbs come from mostly the leaves and tender stems, while the spices can come from maybe the nuts, the bark, the stems, and other parts of the plant. But both of them, herbs and spices, are mostly plant-based. While the seasoning cubes, most of them are, maybe they can have a plant component, but they have other components within them that we're going to look at as we go further into today's discussion. So 3 things that may guide your decision to use whichever one may be how health conscious you are. Are you seeking for something that is just healthy, or you don't mind, your priority is on taste? Another thing you will consider is the convenience of combining flavors or just putting a bouillon cube and it solves the whole problem you want. One other thing you are going to consider before making your choice may be the pricing. Okay, the pricing. Sometimes you find out that the natural herbs and spices, because they are organic, most times they are more expensive than the seasoning cubes. So let's delve into the topic. For us to make this choice, I've already listed the 3 things you need to consider: whether your aim is nutrition or taste. The second one is your convenience. Then the last one is the price. So we're going to look at nutrition now. What are the nutritional benefits available in spices and herbs, and what are the nutritional composition of seasoning cubes? For most spices and herbs, many of them are rich in vitamins and minerals. What normally happens that make plant-based products lose nutrients is overprocessing. But you find out that in the process of processing spices and herbs, most processors have to handle it tenderly and with utmost care. They don't use extreme temperatures, they don't use any harsh methods, because it will affect the flavor. The flavor profile is going to drop. And if you are able to get the flavors as sharp as possible, the nutrients are also going to be preserved. Vitamin C, most of those plants are rich in vitamins, vitamin C, vitamin K, vitamin D. You can also have them rich in minerals. So these spices and herbs, although they are used in little quantities, but hey, little quantity, little vitamins is better than no vitamin. Little minerals is better than no minerals. Besides, most of the minerals are needed in small quantities after all. So these spices are rich in vitamins and minerals. They are also mostly rich in antioxidants and anti-inflammatory properties. So they are very healthy for the body. So apart from nutrition, they have health benefits also. I've already mentioned anti-inflammatory properties that some of them have. Some of them are good for the digestive health. Some spices such as peppermint or fennel, they are good for GIT, the gastrointestinal tract. We can also have them good for weight management. Garlic, for instance, is a very healthy thing and is good for weight management, and also has a lot of health benefits in it. Some other spices are good for the heart health. So if you keep using them, they have healthy benefits that are good for the heart. Some of them also provide immune support. Spices like garlic, they help to boost the immune system. On the other hand, the nutritional composition of most bouillon cubes or most seasoning cubes are less actually, because most of them, the major thing there is different profiles of salt. You can have the normal salt, you can also have the monosodium glutamate, the MSGs in it. So most of them are high in nitrates, which may make it maybe not suitable for people who are trying to control their nitrate intake, people that are hypertensive, or people that are just generally health conscious, so they don't want to be high on salt. So these are the comparison. But you can also notice that some brands of seasoning cubes are beginning to add little bits of natural herbs and spices to them, but the only issue is that most of them are also over processed, so they make up with chemical additives to be able to boost the flavor profile to the tone that they want it. Another benefit of using herbs and spices is that many of them serve as natural preservatives. Yes, you can actually use herbs and spices as preservatives. We at Emisk Foods, for instance, our fish can last for 6 months, but we do not use chemical preservatives. It's a combination of different herbs and spices that we use to get that. What that does for us is that it promotes the taste of our fish product and also makes it to last longer. So if you are considering using spices as a means of preservatives, that's a great thing to do. But also, you should also understand that salts also have the ability to preserve products. So the seasoning cubes also are high in salt, although maybe because of other ingredients in addition, it may not really be ideal to use them as the only preservative for your food product. Another benefit of using herbs and spices is that because they're in their natural form, some of them are really colorful. So you can use them to beautify your food product. There are many food products, many herbs that their color profile are very strong. So you can use it as food coloring instead of using artificial colorant. Spices like turmeric, for instance, can give you a very strong yellow color. So for people going for jollof rice, you can easily, instead of using seasoning cubes that have the atrazine yellow, the e-colorant, you can easily use turmeric to achieve the same color profile, the same yellowish color profile, and at the same time you earn the health benefits of that product. We also have beetroots that has strong purple, strong beautiful purple color. There are so many other food products, spices that are colorful that you can use to really beautify your food products and make them appealing to consumers. See, that doesn't mean that the bouillon cubes are not really beneficial. They have their own benefits. They are convenient. The number of spices, herbs and spices you are going to put into a food to bring up the taste. One bouillon cube can do what maybe 3 spoonfuls of herbs and spices can do. We all know that. So you know that when you are seeking for convenience or a quick something to add to your food, bouillon cubes or seasoning cubes can come in quite handy. And some of them have the strong umami taste that you desire, such that even when the food does not have other ingredients that can make the food taste good, just the bouillon cubes can improve the taste profile and make the food really delicious, even when you did not add meat or crayfish or some other herbs. Also, the bouillon cubes or the seasoning cubes help you in getting better food consistency in your food taste. Yes, because they are manufactured products, they are processed products. Their taste, their color profile, they use colorants. So they are not trusting on the natural color of the product. They have added color, they have added sodium, they have added of all the things. So the product quality is consistent all the time. Unlike the natural herbs that you may see, they are plant-based. So some of them, let's say you are producing turmeric, for instance, you may have a batch that has a very strong yellow, and you may have another batch that the yellow is a little lighter. But when you are using seasoning cubes, they monitor the color profile and they make it up with artificial colorant, so they get that consistent color, consistent taste all the time. So if you are seeking consistency, you may want to shift to the seasoning cubes instead of the herbs and spices, the natural herbs and spices. The things you need to watch out in using seasoning cubes: you need to understand the composition. Yes, I've mentioned it earlier about the high sodium content. So if you are managing any health condition that requires your nitrate intake to be low, then you might want to just stay away from bouillon cubes or use very, very little quantity, because the major component there is salt, monosodium glutamate. They may also have some hydrogenated fats to and binders to bring them together, and other form of colorant, artificial colors, food colors. So they are technically safe to eat, but because they are not natural per se, they may be lacking in certain nutrients. Some people go as far as adding nutrients like iron in it to make it, more healthy instead of just being synthetic. Some people also add maybe chicken parts, in trying to get maybe to have differentiate the seasoning cubes for chicken and seasoning cube for beef. So they may add extract from chicken bones or beef bones to be able to give it that umami taste. Some other people also use other ingredients that are natural to combine it with them. I believe from what I've explained, you may have made your decision whether to stick to herbs and spices or to use seasoning cubes, but you can also combine them. There's no harm in combining them. So you can start your food product with seasoning cubes, but also add the herbs and spices, and you get the benefit of all of them in one. So I believe I've enlightened someone on seasoning cubes or herbs and spices. So next time you're using seasoning cubes, you understand what the components majorly are for most of them. And if you're going for spices, you also understand that they have health benefits also. So thank you for watching today's episode of Food Tech Talk. I believe you have gained a little insight on this topic. Please subscribe to this channel if you have not done so, and click on the notification bell so you are the very first person to be notified once we release a new video. Thank you very much and have a great day.